Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures on what is an absolutely fantastic day here on the allotment. It's very, very hot. We have blue skies abound, which is rather lovely to see. But again, well, we've had a really strange few weeks here on the allotment, and I've just been nettled by nettles on the floor because, of course, I'm wearing shorts. And I wonder what that tingling was. Luckily, I have dock leaves here on the allotment, a little rub of that, and their antiseptic medicinal qualities will come out and revitalise the stinging that's going on in my legs at the moment. I hope you're well, and it's great to be back. And well, it's been ups and downs on the allotment this last week, and I'll explain exactly why in a moment. Some successes at last, hurrah! And well, something that, well, has got to me more than I thought it would do. But welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures. I hope you're sitting comfortably. I hope you've got a cuppa or something warm, maybe a large glass of Pimm's. Oh, how wouldn't that be lovely? Why are we always talking about alcohol and cups of tea here on the allotment? Because it's that time of year. Well, great to have you here. As I say, welcome once again to the allotment. Speaking of successes here on the allotment, it's been fantastic for this French Tarragon. It's really taken off. So a combination of the wet weather and the sunshine here on this bench, and well, it's really, really doing well. What's also doing well is here is my lovely, lovely hot chili peppers. And look, here they are. They've not yet turned, but I'll try and take a photograph of them for you. But look at that, they're getting really long now, which is really fantastic, and they're all developing at the same rate, so that's amazing. What's great is, as I say, you can either dry them out on the plants here, or we'll cut them off and dry them out, and or of course use them straight away. And they're fresh, absolutely green chilies. At the moment they are to turn red or orange, so we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Keep them watered, not too much, and they will develop even further. I can see there's lots more flowers coming, and there's tiny ones and long ones. Isn't it exciting when things start happening? Really, really good. And basically, not done very much to these at all, left them to it. I was about to start filming, about to sit down. I came over to the bench, and these here, raspberries, have just shot up. As I was saying earlier in another programme, very leggy. However, I've not been down for about a week actually, believe it or not. Lots of things to do. I popped down, but never actually noticed this area. Been doing lots of other things and never actually got around here. But over here, and let me just move this from behind this, out there, and look at that, an absolutely saturated raspberry bush. I never expected to get this many raspberries on. In fact, some have gone at the end, but the rest actually, they're doing really well, so we'll get those picked and we can have those with breakfast tomorrow. Isn't that brilliant? Really, really pleased. And it's happening on some of the others as well. We've got actually fruits come in as well, so that's really, really brilliant news, because I thought these were just too leggy and weren't going to produce any fruit whatsoever. Great stuff. This next section is going to be a little bit hard to film actually. I'm getting quite emotional stood here, and well, I suppose some people say it was bound to happen eventually. I came down the other day and well, my lavender has died and it's gone all woody. The leaves have disappeared, the just stalks are here. I've looked at it and it's completely gone, and literally overnight, almost say 2 days. I was down one day, I came down the next, completely gone. At first, I know you shouldn't think this, I thought, oh gosh, somebody's been down and poured something around it, and it's, you know, I was checking the ground for any signs of some acids or something being put down. Why do I do it? I don't know. I know they haven't, but that's the first thing. When something dies like this, you get really upset and a bit, oh, I wonder what's happened there. I did notice about a month ago that there was little blobs on here, a bit like spit, white, fluffy, foamy blobs, quite all over the lavender. Didn't think anything of it, because actually over the last few years we've had it regularly, and you just think it's the birds that have come to do it, or it's something that happens. And well, there's many reasons why this lavender has died actually. One, of course, is the excess of water we've had this year. As I said earlier, it made it through, and it started to produce these beautiful heads, but now, as I said, they've all died. It still smells absolutely fantastic, and overwatering actually doesn't do any good for these lovely lavender plants. On the other hand, they're not supposed to last more than 2 or 3 years. This is 40 plus years old. It might even be older than that. I can't remember, because I say I got this from my nana, and she had it for a long time too. So it could be even older than that. So that's quite a miracle in itself. So this foam is put here by a sap sucking insect, and basically they come here, lay that. That attracts, of course, wasps also. Although having said that, not seen many wasps here still. Not hardly seen any bees. I've seen one butterfly today. Didn't capture it on film, but at least we've got one butterfly. What's interesting though, I'm seeing toads on the allotment, which is brilliant, but nothing that's flying around actually. So that's one of the causes, that the sap, all the juice out of the plant, they get inside, penetrate, suck all the life basically out of the plant. And it's been happening over time. Obviously, I didn't realise, because you don't see it, you see that and then it disappears. And so this beautiful plant still is giving off a fantastic scent. I am going to dig it up. I've put it off and off and off, because of course what happens is, if it's overwatered, and it's been dreadful this year, it can get root rot, and maybe that is why it's died in this way. It is still a brilliant memorial though. It's still massive, it's still huge. We can still get these off here. We can make lavender bags, we can hang it around so we have sweet smelling lavender. But if you break one of these off, there's absolutely no moisture inside. I've cut some of the lower ones off as well, and there's nothing in it. It's just completely dried wood. It could be a simpler fact that, do you know what? It's had its time. It's lived a very happy and long life. It loved it here. It would come back every year. It's never died down as much as this. And I know I'm going on about it, but I do feel quite emotional that this has finally gone. What I will do shortly is cut it back, really trim it back, and hope, you never know. We'll check the roots. We'll add some more feed, but I think it's gone. But what an amazing plant it's been. It's given me loads of pleasure over the years, and it still is. It smells so delicious still, but unfortunately those beautiful purple flowers now have turned to a very light grey, and well, a fitting memorial I suppose to my nanan, and well, it's been great to have it here. I will for next season invest in new lavenders, and hopefully they'll be around for the next 40 plus years too. But absolutely fantastic. I've loved it. I'm going to end the show with a bit of colour, and we've got the beautiful little gladioli coming. But again, I think all of the weather's affected these. They're not as massive as they used to be, but they're still coming, which is rather lovely. And so is the bindweed. However, I'm getting better at it. There's more getting pulled up every single day. Let's get this one out. And it's been placed, most of it on a fire, just waiting now for it to dry out once again. But here we go, look. It just appears, seems to appear overnight, and it's there suddenly, but we're getting rid of it slowly. Dock leaves, well, here's one down here, just at my feet. And aren't they fantastic? You just crush the dock leaf, you rub it on the affected area. So I'm rubbing it on my leg, which is really itching. And you know, within 5 or 10 minutes, gone. Brilliant antiseptic qualities in there. So that's absolutely fantastic. We'll pop that down there, it can go into the soil. Other successes here, well, I've had more potatoes out of the ground, which is brilliant stuff. But I've had potatoes from old plants. Must have left potatoes in the ground. And actually, we're digging a few up now, and we're getting 1 potato per plant again. In fact, here's a photograph I took from the day. And these are those purple potatoes. And look at the size of the potato. It's massive, isn't it? But it's diseased. Scabs all over it. You can't eat it. Time to chuck away. So yes, at least it's out of ground. It won't regrow. We've had some Cara potatoes out as well. I've had 1 or 2 of those. Unbelievably, I got 2 or 3 off 1 plant. Very rarely that happens, and so we've used that. And they were really a general all-rounder. But the home guard potatoes have just been giving and giving and giving. I've got the last ones to take out now, and they can be stored in Hessian sacks inside my sheds. lots of air around them so don't get too moist or damp. Make sure they're dried off if you take your potatoes out. Get as much of the soil as you can, put them in the sunshine, not for very long of course, because you know if they're in the sunshine for too long or they get too much light on them, they turn green and you can't eat them. You can't use them because it's slightly poisonous, which is not very good. We don't want that. Oh, well, it's been great here. One success is, and I'm sure you'll be pleased for me, I have 2 little tomatoes coming on my outside tomato. Finally got some tomatoes. And here's a photograph. Here we go. Look at those. Aren't they just beautiful? Or they will be by the time, hopefully, they turn colour and we get some really nice juicy red tomatoes. Isn't that exciting? Oh, 2 tomatoes. So we've got tomatoes, we've got raspberries, we've got golden raspberries as well. And here's a photograph of the golden raspberries. That's coming back. And well, I think we've had all the raspberries we can get this year. We've had a few roses, and it's been really good to get the stuff out of the ground that went in, if you know what I mean. Once again, thank you very much for your comments. It's been wonderful having them on, and thank you for your support. That's great too. It's really nice that we've got people all over the world, as I mentioned, and you all send stuff, information, all about lots of different things, and we'll take a look at that in the next program. And there will be a next program, I promise. It's great to be out. It's lovely to be in the sunshine. It's fantastic to be talking to you. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, we know at this moment that possibly you're watching me here in Yorkshire, in the sunshine, blue skies, and we have food that we can eat. If that's not a successful story, I don't know what is. Thank you. I look forward to seeing your comments, and please keep subscribing. I was going to say ta-ra for now. I was going to say goodbye, but I paused. Oh dear. Should we do that again? I just thought of my lavender plant then and I had to pause a moment. I wasn't going to mention it again. Yeah, I'm going to go now. And as I said, once again, thank you for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Ta-ra for now.